During the chaotic year of 2020, we've been stuck at home doing nothing but watching everything online just for our own safety. We've been daydreaming about the plans we wanted for our vacation for almost a year. Yet this year, there are still some restrictions to travel to some of these places we wanted to go. We all know that there are lots of beautiful places and tourist destinations that we've never seen before and wanted to add to our bucket list before this year ends. That's why today, we will be looking at the top 10 best places to visit in 2020. First on our list, at number 10, the beautiful islands of French Polynesia. It is made up of over 100 islands located in the South Pacific. One island that stands out the most though is the Bora Bora Island. As for its beauty, it looks like it isn't real. But hold on! It really has a crystal clear lagoon, and the way how the islets and the coral reef protect the island blows my mind. I mean, for sure it couldn't be more perfect. If you get some money to travel and have a vacation, you can stay at one of the ocean bungalows that are built right above the ocean water. Now, the center of the island is a dormant volcano called Mount Ultima. This volcano stands an impressive 727 meters tall. Looks like you're now interested. But first, to get to Bora Bora or any other destination in French Polynesia, you're required to take a COVID test 72 hours prior. So if you can afford it, French Polynesia might be the place to go have an adventure and relax in 2020. From South Pacific, let's travel a little bit west at number 9, the island of New Zealand. It may look familiar to you, but believe it or not, this island full of mountains is like Switzerland's fjord, Norway, and even landscapes straight out of Lord of the Rings. It's no surprise that some people add this place in their travel bucket list, since New Zealand is made up of over 700 islands. But the two major ones are the North and the South Islands. If your main intention for your vacation is for some adventure and crazy landscapes, I recommend the South Island. It is where you can find the Southern Alps where Mount Cook is located, which is considered as the tallest mountain in New Zealand. It stands at over 12,218 feet high. And another incredible spot is the Milford Sound, described as the 8th wonder of the world. The Milford Sound is a fjord that was carved out by glaciers during the Ice Age. That's why it's one of the wettest places in the world. Not just that, the whole area is full of rainforests and magical waterfalls. Right now, it's pretty much impossible to visit New Zealand unless you're a resident. But hopefully, travel can open up more to the country late in the year, so we can explore this beautiful country. Now from New Zealand, let us go to Indonesia at number 8, Bali, Indonesia. It is the most popular travel destination. I bet you already saw this place in different movie films. Not just that, aside from being the best place for vacation, it also has relatively cheap prices and incredible tropical landscapes. It's easy to see why the travel situation just got a little tricky out there. But hopefully it opens up later in 2020. One of the most popular places to visit in Bali is Nusa Penida. It's an island right off the coast of Bali. It reminds me of Zakynthos, Greece, where it is famous for having white cliffs coupled with perfect beaches. Now the rest of Bali is just full of rice terraces, which is perfect for picture taking, as well as prime minister spots and jungle waterfalls, quite perfect if you just want to relax during your vacation. After Bali, we're going to head over to UAE at number 7, we have Dubai. I have to say that Dubai is one of the coolest places I've ever been to. Since even after COVID, Dubai has relaxed its entry requirements for most countries. You just need a negative COVID-19 test issued within 96 hours of arrival. Now, Dubai is basically what happens when a city has a blank slate and limitless budget to make some of the craziest buildings and structures in the world. We all know that it is home to the famous Burj Khalifa, which is the world's tallest building at 2,722 feet high. If you want to test your fear of heights, you just need to go to the top 124th floor, perfect enough to get an awesome time-lapse of Dubai's craziest highway roads from the top. And if you get bored, just head down to the bottom to watch the spectacular Dubai fountain shows, which happen every day. It is a cool experience to visit this city. However, if you want to experience the beach and Persian Gulf, I recommend Jumeirah Public Beach. It has an awesome view of the Burj Al Arab, which is considered to be one of the only 7-star hotels in the world. And if you want another cool adventure, just visit the desert safari, and you will find yourself in the middle of nowhere while running some cars to the dunes, but have a good time watching the sunset while experiencing the craziest deserts of the UAE. Next, let us visit Brazil. At number 6 on our list is Rio de Janeiro. After Brazil opened its border, travelers are still required to have their COVID-19 test within 72 hours before boarding the plane. If you get lucky, don't forget to visit Rio de Janeiro, for it is the most wild and vibrant city you've ever visited before. It is the home to beautiful beaches with massive granite mountains and an energetic culture you don't want to miss out on. One of the most famous places in Rio is the iconic Christ the Redeemer. I know you've already seen this on the internet. It's a massive statue standing over 125 feet tall. There are still places you need to visit, because there are also some amazing beaches in Rio. In fact, one of Rio's most famous is Ipanema Beach, perfect for your relaxation. However, before visiting these beaches, you must first check out the most famous place in Rio, which is called Barante Dona Marta. It's an absolutely beautiful lookout that has one of the best views of the city, perfect for sunrise, and got one of the most incredible views over the famous Sugarloaf Mountain. After Brazil, at number 4 of our list, Peru. Here you can find the most diverse landscape in the world. It ranges from some of the world's biggest sand dunes to the rainforest of the Amazon. If you want some adventure, one particular region in Peru that is perfect for you is the Peruvian Andes. But before you get to the Andes, the city of Cusco is a great starting point. Not to mention that it's one of the world's highest cities with an elevation of 11,200 feet. Historically speaking, it was the capital of the Incan Empire from the 13th century until Spanish conquest during the 1500s. In fact, there's a ton of Incan archaeological sites nearby, and the most famous is being the Inca citadel of Machu Picchu, perfect for your adventure. It is considered to be one of the greatest archaeological feats in the world, and it's full mystery. It's believed to be built around the year 1450, but it was abandoned in 1572, where it remained hidden until it was rediscovered in the 19th century. Not just that, Peru has another stunning place in the Andes you must not miss out. It is the Vinicunca Rainbow Mountain, which is located at a wild 17,100 feet high elevation, and it's world famous for its uniquely covered mountain, which made Peru such a beautiful country we deserve to visit this year. Next on the list, at number 4, Oregon. If you want to travel to the USA, you must first visit Oregon. It is perfect for travelers who are stuck in the US and have nowhere to go within the country for vacation. In fact, it was extremely enjoyable. Oregon is home to some of the best coastline in the US, and it is highly recommended. Not to mention, Mayor Beach, which is just driving down the 101 Coastal Highway, had these massive rocks while having the beach with your companions. Another scenic spot is the Samuel H. Boardman. It is a scenic corridor which is considered as one of the most beautiful spots on the Oregon coast. In my opinion, if you get a chance, I definitely recommend road tripping Oregon this year. Next country in our list, at number 3, is the country of Turkey. Turkey is one of the few countries that never really shut down during COVID last year. You were lucky if you planned to visit Turkey this year, because most of its travel restrictions are lifted with the exception of a few countries. One of the most popular destinations in Turkey is the city of Istanbul. The interesting thing about Istanbul is that it is one of the most fascinating places you've never visited before. Because it's a transcontinental city, it means that Istanbul is part of both Europe and Asia. The Bosporus Strait, which is considered to be the boundary between Europe and Asia, runs right through the capital. Not to mention that Istanbul is the most populated city of all Europe with a population of over 15 million, perfect for travelers interested in the culture and diversity of the city. The history of Istanbul is endless. It was settled as far back as the 7th century BC. In fact, it became the capital of the Roman Empire in the year 330 AD. Well, not just that, one of the famous features of the city is the Galata Tower, which is a uniquely shaped medieval building that dominates the skyline. And from the city of Istanbul, you can head over to the other side of Turkey to visit Cappadocia. The best thing about this place is that it is famous for its morning skylines filled with hot air balloons. Now, Cappadocia is home to unique rock structures that scatter land in just such a wild place. Next at number 2, Bavaria, Germany. The next spot for vacation is located in the southern part of Germany, just right next to the Austrian border, which is Bavaria. If you want to visit this capital, hope that travel opens up to Europe this year, because Bavaria is home to jaw-dropping scenery and it's such a charming historic city. Plus, one of the most beautiful towns I want to explore is called Berchtesgaden. It's an idyllic German town located at the base of the Bavarian Alps. If you're into World War II history, you're going to love this place, because Berchtesgaden was featured in some movie films. It's also where Hitler's Eagle's Nest retreat is located. Berchtesgaden is also home to stunning alpine lakes, which is the best tourist destination for you. It's also famous for having this mountain cabin right on the lake. Plus, one of the most well-known places in Bavaria is the Neuschwanstein Castle, considered to be one of the most beautiful castles in all of Europe. Neuschwanstein is placed perfectly in the mountains with a phenomenal 360 degrees view of the Bavarian Alps. The town below the castle was completed in 1886, and it's also the inspiration behind Disney's Sleeping Beauty Castle, which made it to be the most magical place you need to visit this year. Finally, at number 1 on our list is the Faroe Islands. Located right between Norway and Iceland in the Atlantic Ocean, the archipelago is made up of 18 volcanic islands. This Faroe Island is home to some of the world's most dramatic landscapes, from sheer cliffs to waterfalls straight into the ocean. In fact, the Faroe have so much to offer, such as one of the most scenic places like the Mulafasar waterfall. I bet you would enjoy the view as the waterfall is over 100 feet down to the ocean. Plus, the island of Kalsui has an incredible lighthouse that overlooks some of the biggest sea cliffs you've never seen before. I bet some of you have plans and a list of places you want to visit. And even because of the pandemic, some of the travelers make ways to go to their dream places for their vacation and relaxation. Well then, that's it for the 2022 travel guide. And if you have been given a chance to travel around the world, what are the best places you would go first? Let us know in the comment below. And if you enjoyed this video and want to see more Lex Life, hit that subscribe button. Cheers!